Tarot. I hope that you guys have all been well. Today is Thursday. It is also the full moon in Sagittarius. So I figured I haven't actually done a reading in like over a week now. Bad girl. I've just been tired and haven't had no energy. So I was like, I'm gonna listen to my body, and whatever my body is telling me to do, I'm gonna do it. So there were a couple of times this week where I was like, I should go live, and the other part of me was like, yeah, no. So with all that said, without me going on too much of a spiel there, um, for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. I hope you like what you see here, and I hope you hit that subscribe button and also that notification bell, so that way you can be notified of when I'm on or when I post. For those of you who have been rocking with me for a little bit, welcome back and thank you for the continued support. So without further ado, we're going to just kind of see what's going on with the collective at this time when it comes to this full moon in Sagittarius energy. Clearest and most accurate messages for the collective spirit. What does the collective need to know and see at this time for their highest good? Clearest and most accurate messages. All right. Let's see. Starting off, we have on the bottom of the deck, a time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. Interesting. Maybe the importance of reciprocity in relationships or something might be important. I'm not sure yet. That's just on the bottom of the deck. So let's see what pops up as we keep going. So let's get a few cards from here. What else does the collective need to know at this time? Thank you. Got two cards out. Ooh. Okay. We have a new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. Along with a new start is coming. New moon. So something is possibly getting ready to happen during the next new moon. I'm not sure when that is, but usually I think that's like in the next 2 weeks or something. Like, I guess it's like, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's like a couple of weeks after the full moon, if they alternate. So usually the full moon is about releasing, whereas the new moon is about what you're welcoming in. So something might be getting ready to be released at this time that's going to help kind of prompt some new changes coming in during possibly a moon cycle. Or, sorry, a new moon cycle, I should say. Tell us more. This is interesting. This is looking like a possible love reading. A lot of them have been like more like about career and finance, but let's see what comes up. It'll be different things for everybody, obviously. So take these things as they resonate. Thank you. We have, you are very close to achieving your goal. Gibbous moon, or gibbous moon. So perhaps some of you have been wanting to go back into the dating scene? Question mark? I don't know. But on the bottom of the deck, I'm just kind of getting a little more insight. It's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. Here on the bottom of the deck, kind of clarifying this. You're very close to achieving your goal. So perhaps, for those of you who are resonating with this narrative of it possibly having to do with, welcoming in love, you might have had to do some healing to release the old stuff to welcome in a new phase of love or a new cycle of love. So again, take it as it resonates. We're going to keep looking and diving deeper into this to see what is coming up. But so far, this is looking quite interesting. Officially out on the spread now is it's time to release negativity. So it's almost like in order to welcome in new love, you have to release something else. So there might be something that's drawing like to a close when it comes to a relationship, where you're still kind of working on releasing something from the past to welcome in something new. We're gonna keep looking. Thank you. Work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. Most of these cards are new moon energy. So this is, again, more so, I know we're asking more about, like, because it's the full moons, or more so trying to figure out what's being released. But this is giving me that once you guys start releasing the negative, and I'm getting possibly negative thoughts, especially with this work through your fears. It's almost like if as you work on your, any fears that you might have surrounding welcoming and love into your life, that's when you kind of will be able to attract what it is that you actually want. Bottom of the deck is luck is on your side, new moon and Sagittarius. Interesting. Let's get like two more from here. And then we'll open the gateway activation cards. See what's going on there. All right, what we got? The energy is gaining momentum. Waxing moon. A lot of purple here too. A lot of purple. My nails just happen to be purple too. A lot of purple. It's also giving me like crown or third eye chakra energy. Like maybe you guys are, as you're working on yourself, you're getting in more alignment with your full self. So you're able to kind of channel in a little bit more when it comes to receiving messages, when it comes to being able to be more intuitive, so on and so forth. Let's get one more from this deck. Actually, let's get two more. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Full moon in Pisces. So really is balancing everything out. Your wants, your needs, how it affects how you feel on a spiritual level. I'm getting from that. Yeah, because apparently your south node is kind of kicking in. Because we do have, don't let your past hold you back. So if you don't know what your south node is, you could look into your natal chart and you can find that information out for yourself. Because the way that your south node affects you is going to be different for every person, but it usually does have to do with like past energy from like past lives and stuff like that. So the way that you it's kind of like your shadow in a way that kind of follows you from lifetime to lifetime, and it's one of those things that kind of always need a little bit of work in each lifetime, whereas your north node is kind of guiding you where you're meant to go and what you should be welcoming in. I hope that makes sense. All right, so let's get one more from this deck. Let's get the maybe the overall theme of this. I feel like I kind of get the message, but I just want to see if there's anything I'm missing. Thank you. Yeah, this came up challenging. So it says, don't let your past hold you back. South node. It's officially out on the spread now. So it's giving me that, perhaps a lot of things from your past, including possibly past lifetimes, take it as it resonates, could be one of the things that, or some of the things that hold you back a little bit from, moving in a new direction. And as you grow and expand in this lifetime, you start to release all that stuff. You start to learn lessons that have been needing to be learned, for, your whole soul's existence, basically. Bottom of the deck, we have faith in your dreams. Waxing crescent moon. It's a pretty card. In fact, I don't think I've really seen this card before. So this is new energy coming in. Like it. I'm also seeing a lot of green on the table too. I have a lot of purple and a lot of green. So maybe your throat chakra might be important right now too. Speaking up for yourself, speaking your mind. Top of the deck, we have a fiery climax approaches. Full moon in Aries. In the middle of the deck, we have a personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon in Cancer. So yeah, there's definitely like this energy of like an ending or something happening or about to happen or has already happened, and you're still kind of working through the different emotions and the fears and feelings and stuff that are associated with that particular situation, whatever that is for you, because that's going to be different for everybody. So we're going to pull from the gateway of light activation cards and see what else Spirit has to say. So we'll get maybe 3 or 4 cards from this deck, and then get a little more insight with some more oracle cards, just to kind of see like where some of you guys are when it comes to this, because it's going to be different for everybody. So it just gives us um, a little bit of a energy to kind of figure out a little bit more of what's going on with you guys as a collective. All right. Spirit, what does the collective need to see at this time for their highest good? Let's get more insight about this energy that we've seen so far when it comes to this full moon in Sagittarius. All right. Inner Earth, base chakra, strength and security, laying foundations here on the bottom of the deck. So it's kind of giving me this energy of, feeling more grounded, feeling a sense of strength within yourself as you work on, these different things that you're, working through, the things that you're releasing, the things that you're welcoming in, really laying, like it says, a solid foundation, right? The more stable and secure you're feeling, the more you're able to really allow yourself to hone in on the things that you are trying to attract and have something a lot more, again, solid. I just heard solid as a rock. So that's nice, right? I'm also getting for some of you, and this comes up in a lot of the readings as of lately, a lot of you are working on that getting grounded thing, and maybe spending more time outdoors, especially with the weather being so much nicer than it's been. Depending on where you live, of course. But like here in Connecticut, the weather is getting pretty warm now. It feels pretty nice. It's not hot yet. It's warm. I like it. It's in the 70s right now, low 80s. I can manage that. Anything hotter than that, and when the humidity start kicking in, I ain't feeling it. So there's that. But yeah, spending more time outdoors might be helpful. Things along those lines. Yoga or Pilates might be good for some people when it comes to feeling more grounded. All right, so we have two cards that came out together. We have Halls of Learning, Spirit Guides, Confirmation, Great Lessons. So you guys have been learning a lot of lessons, right? Getting a lot of clarity also, I feel, about, remember I was saying, for those of you who did get to tune in since the beginning, I was saying that with all the colors I've been seeing, a lot of purple. So I'm getting like that crown chakra and that third eye in particular, as far as chakras are concerned, being able to receive information and downloads, so on and so forth, that allow you to have that sense of confirmation when it comes to the things that you're learning. It came out along with Crystal Skull Wisdom. As I said, clarity, it's on this card. Clarity, divine healing, high vibrational energy. So this is where you guys are stepping into, I feel like, after learning some major lessons. And for a lot of you, it probably does have to do with a past romance, and learning lessons from those past romances. It could be different relationships, or it could be the most recent one for some, depending on your situation. But you're vibrating at a higher self at this time because of the wisdom that you gained, and because you've been doing the work on yourself. Finding that sense of balance in yourself as well. There are fears that you're working through, and that's perfectly, understandable, right? So, for those of you who resonate with that love portion, kind of, that keeps kind of creeping in, maybe some of you want to date again and you're scared, right? And you're scared to put yourself back out there, and you're like, I don't know if I should. Well, here's your confirmation, because it says serious star blessing. Yes, proceed, be seen, push through. So this is confirmation for whatever it is that you're trying to figure out. Any questions you've been having about anything, really, anything you've been very fearful of. They're saying, hey, push through the fears. You've done the work. Continue to do what you've been doing, because you're on the right path. That's what they're trying to let you know at this time. All right. Tell us more. got that inner earth card came out again, but now it's officially on the spread. Base chakra, strength and security, laying foundations. I like it. I like it. I like it like that. I said something about the heart chakra, and now we have confirmation again. Stargate heart. Heart chakra opening, unlocking generosity. So that's interesting because there was a card that showed up earlier about giving and receiving. And I was talking about the importance of reciprocity in relationships. And that was like way early in the reading, before I really was able to pinpoint where this was going. And so this is some more confirmation that, that sense of love might be one of those things that have been kind of a theme for a lot of you guys who end up resonating with this message. I'm also getting, again, this energy of you're becoming more solid within yourself, and more, the more solid you become and the more firm you feel within yourself, you're standing your ground when it comes to what you want. It allows you to say, okay, well, I know that I'm willing to welcome in love and reciprocal relationships into my life, but I'm going to stand on business at the same time if I know that people are trying to play in my face. You know what I mean? Like, you guys aren't allowing that. And I'm kind of getting that because those came out together. And remember, I was also mentioning something about the throat chakra was kind of important too. So now that I'm seeing, some of this popping up, it's like kind of some confirmations of stuff that I was kind of picking up on even before they were coming out. Yeah, really standing up for yourself and speaking your truth about what it is that you want. Because I feel like a lot of you guys are probably very, very giving people. You might have, kind of shut down over time because of the fact that you've been so, giving to others and overextending and all of that. And it's like, okay, well, when is it my turn to receive? You know what I mean? So it's letting you know, don't be so closed off. Don't shut down completely. Just be more cognizant of the people who you allow yourself to be so giving to, if that makes any sense. All right. Let's get one or two more from here. And we're going to pull from another deck, my Zodiac 108 deck, which I really like because it really touches base on pretty much everything. So anything you guys need to know at this time, it really will stand out. All right, so we have two cards that came out again. I'm also getting, because there's a lot of cards that have been coming out in twos. You guys might be seeing a lot of twos as of lately. 222, 2222, or derivatives of two. My ear just started ringing, so I feel like that's confirmation. It's like the twos are representing choices, right? And it's saying like you guys probably have had to make some very difficult choices in the past when it comes to what it is that you want, that releasing, right? Hence why we're talking about releasing during this moon cycle, this full moon cycle in particular. So there's like a lot of enlightenment right now for a lot of you guys, probably, as we discuss this about, what it is you want. A lot of insight that you've been picking up on, and clarity that you've been picking up on for yourself and what you need right now in this point of your life, and not allowing for, anything that's wishy-washy, anything that's, confusing, right? You're sticking to sticking it to the man. Like, you're standing on business here. You're standing your ground about what it is you want. All right, so we have two cards, like I said, that came out together. Third eye activation. Remember, I said something about the third eye. Brow chakra, inner vision, clear seeing. I can see clearly now, the rain is falling. There's nothing clouding your judgment anymore. It came out along with halls of mentee initiation, secrets revealed, treasures uncovered, initiations. You're getting a lot of downloads. It's time to use your insight. It's time to use your intuition when it comes to understanding what these different things mean. These secrets, these I'm getting like esoteric knowledge type stuff. Because like those messages are for you. You know what I mean? They're meant to be something that helps you open doors in your life. It's not going to help the next person. You know what I mean? It's for you, how you navigate these different parts of your life. It's like a compass. It's giving me, I just had a vision of like a compass, like guiding you in different ways. And those messages that you receive as downloads, like in your dreams or in numbers, things like that, things you hear, things you see, so on and so forth. Those are signs that you're meant to pay close attention to at this time. Bottom of the deck, we have Temple of Truth, throat chakra. Come on, now everything I keep talking about these chakras and then they pop up. Temple of Truth, throat chakra, authenticity, self-expression. I said something about that. This is here on the bottom of the deck, so there's a lot of confirmation here about being able to speak for yourself and say what you need to say for yourself at this time. All right, what we got? Top of the deck, we have Arcturian light codes, evolutionary downloads. Thank you, Spirit, for more confirmations. Recalling power, future thinking. So you're getting a lot of information that's meant to help you, again, navigate this part of the journey. And it might really lead you to things that are going to make you a lot happier, just generally speaking, whether it's in the form confirmation, there's a siren going by. Every time I read, it happens about 3 to 4 times. Between that and car alarms going off, that's when I know that I'm onto something. All right, middle of the deck, we have star gathering, stars aligned, remembering home and soul family. Pay attention to some chance encounters that you might come across, people that you meet, kind of, what seems like out of the blue and things like that. Pay attention to those people. I'm pretty sure because it's pretty loud now. I'm sure you guys probably were able to hear that. It was pretty in the distance before, but I feel like now it's pretty close. But yes, I say that to say, every person you meet, like you meet everybody for a reason, and you know, depending on what their purpose is going to serve in your life and vice versa. Last but the deck, we just got this heart and home. See all that green there? It's about love, affection, a stable household and relationship. I feel like that's something that might be important to you. But anywho, so for some of you, you might be getting ready to meet an ideal partner. Just saying, putting that out there. For others, it could just simply be you're about to just meet a lot of people who are meant to be in your circle, part of your soul tribe, your soul family, that are going to help you during different times. I can tell you guys right now, I would not be shocked if some of my people were to pop in. So my girl Lati from Tears in the Wheat Tarot Show, my girl Delilah's Den. She goes under Castor River on Facebook. Clarity Empress, just to name a few. And there's some others too, who are just, they're godsends in my opinion. They're people who have helped me on my journey the same way that I'm hoping to help you on yours. And, I actually am in contact with them. They're either really, really good friends at this point, or people who I'm actually in communication with who help me, and reach out to me when, they need something like a reading or just to vent or want to give me some insight about something that I might be going through, so on and so forth, to help me out with things. So pay attention to that. You're going to start probably meeting people who are a part of that, a part of your path in that capacity. All right, Spirit, tell the collective some more about what they need to know about this. I'm not sure I want to take these, but I'll take them because they did fall upward. I'll take them. All right, so we have Slingshot. It says tension, strain, sudden anxiety, pressure, launch, stress, pull, set in motion, focus, begin, force, change, pulled in opposite directions, ready, aim, fire. Coin toss, which is all about choices. I won't go, reading that whole card because it's a lot. And we also have eclipse, which is about the union of opposites, blockages, darkness, things being revealed. It's kind of like the moon energy. Yeah, it's kind of about like things that are hidden. So it's almost like it's giving me, because these all came out together, it's like it's giving me like, I'm also getting fear from that too for some reason. It's giving me like there's like this anxiety and fear that's surrounded with this choice that you feel you are trying to make when it comes probably to love. I'm getting love. Also have airplane. about freeing yourself from something. I'm also getting, for some, it could also be saying that, there might have been a lot of anxiety and stuff about a choice, and fear as well about a choice to remove yourself from a situation. I'm getting that too. Why am I getting that? Because we do have unlikely here on the bottom of the deck. So maybe you realize that something was not likely to get better, not likely to change. So you removed yourself from it. For some of you, you might have physically moved away from this person, like to a different state type thing. So take it as it resonates. But this was a part of your healing process. Wow. We have the repair card, which was about healing and working on oneself. Very interesting. Tell us more. Thank you. So we have winter here, waning quarter, the crone, within 9 to 12 months. So this card represents many different things, as I just kind of said. It could represent different moon cycles. It could represent a season. It could represent a time frame in terms of it says 9 to 12 months here, so on and so forth. So something can happen in the winter. Something might have happened in the winter when it comes to stuff that you've dealt with, so on and so forth. Yeah, that will be a different message for different people. What else? Now we got cards coming out in multiples. All right, so yeah. Okay, so we have baggage. I'm just instead of reading the whole cards, I'm just gonna kind of read them. I'm gonna interpret them more like in a intuitive way. So I'm getting that, and under that is balloons. So let me explain what I'm seeing here. So with that card is talking about letting go of something, releasing that old baggage that no longer serves you, so on and so forth. Literally moving in some cases. Like one of the things it says is long journey. We saw the airplane card. So I mean, I said it before, but for some of you might have literally moved away, like, and traveled, kind of far from somebody, but you released yourself from this person in order to work on your happiness or the situation, whatever it may be. I'm getting a person, but it's gonna be different for everybody. And this was a part of kind of freeing yourself and living in your truth. We have declaration. um you know I'm even getting like soul contract type energy. You might have signed a soul contract if you believe in that kind of thing. Learned the karmic lessons that needed to be learned, and you did what you had to do, and now you're able to release it and move on into this new phase of life. Um, and the thing is, like, this might have been really hard for you because you do have fish hook. You might have felt really trapped in your circumstances at one point in time, but I just heard hook, line, and sinker. Um, like, this could have been something that made you feel very stuck. And the thing is, I feel like a lot of it was more so mental than anything, because it's giving me like eight of swords energy, really stuck in your head about it and over analyzing, overthinking. Um, but yes, this declaration, so to speak, has allowed you to kind of open up more. We have microphone here, which is about using your voice and being heard, being more expressive. Yeah, after a lot of misfortunes and heartbreaks and disappointments with the broken vase here. Um, yeah, working on that inner power and inner strength, sapphire in the middle of the deck. So this was one of those things that had to happen in order for you to, be where you are going currently, which looks very promising. It looks like you're really moving in a really much happier place and time of your life. It's not the stuck energy anymore, not going to feel so stagnant. The big thing is just releasing any fears that are associated with moving on in a new direction too. Let's get one or two more from this deck, and then we'll start pulling from the tarot. Yeah, see, you got to free yourself from this. We have birdcage here. for some of you, this person might have really had you, like if this was a romantic relationship, which I'm assuming for a lot of you it was, um, this person made you feel really trapped, like really stuck. Um, it's giving me like four of Pentacles vibes, like, you know, really possessive and like clingy and controlling. And like you wanted your freedom, you wanted to release yourself from this, you know. So we've got a lot of stuff about releasing control or surrendering, letting go, finding your sense of freedom. Like we're getting a lot of cards that are saying those things. um yeah, this was the catalyst for your changes that you had to go through in your life up until this point, I feel. Let's get one more from here. Thank you. And now we have biker. And this is just really talking about, you know, moving on, literally. Like swift action, moving on, you know, no more of the bullshit. um, yeah, another card talking about freedom. I just heard freedom riders. Um, like this is kind of the energy you're in, like you're you know, you're not allowing, you know, the confinements of rules and other people's expectations to be the thing that holds you back anymore. You're learning how to stand up for yourself and use your voice. Bottom of the deck we have well, which is all about the deeper meaning and emotions that you know, are allowing yourself to understand and feel more and to dive deeper into them. um, we do have fairy tale here at the top of the deck, which is interesting because we had that energy of talking about like possible like new love coming in. But I'm gonna just read this what it says. Believe the impossible, daydreams, romantic ending, universal archetypes, hopeful, magic, unicorns and rainbows, aspire, happily ever after, fanciful, and stories we tell. So it's giving me, just to put it out there, this is on the top of the deck. It's like as you do this date, this deeper diving into yourself and understanding who you are, your true, again, your true emotions and your true feelings, the things that have happened in your life, and understanding the deeper meanings behind them, and you know what that means for you and what to do with that information. It's allowing you to welcome in, you know, what you really want, especially when it comes to love. I think in general, just period. Like for some of you, if this isn't romance related, this is just more about your self love journey. You know, I know I'm on one, and I'm learning how to love on myself more because I definitely have put other people above my needs many times over, and I still struggle with it from time to time. But once you start to learn that, you know, you can free yourself from that and you can focus on oneself and you can welcome in love in the same capacity that you give it. Again, that equal give and take, that reciprocity in relationships is very important. Middle of the deck, yeah, for a lot of you this was after an ending. Middle of the deck we have cake, but it's in the reverse in the deck. It's like the same thing as the four of wands energy, pretty much. It's like about cancellations of, you know, weddings and relationships and stuff like that. Um, yeah, so you know, if it was a, for instance, a marriage, I just saw 3 3 3 on the timer. Um, you know, it's giving me like, for some of you guys, you know, we're in a long-term relationship or like a cohabitating relationship with a partner type thing, and it didn't work out. And this was one of the things for a lot of you that might have, you know, prompted this change. For others, it could just be saying that there's a big shift in the stability of, you know, your life, the foundation, right? Things really, you know, at the foundational level that, you know, were kind of rocked in a way. It's giving me tower moment. That, you know, kind of turns your world around and upside down, flip flopped it all over the place. And now you're like, okay, now what, again, what do I do with this information? How do I proceed with my life after this point? So it's really about applying the lessons that have been learned and, you know, being able to, again, welcome in reciprocal connections in your life. Because, you know, if you've done the whole overextending and overgiving of yourself all the time, over and over again, they're saying, you know, now is the time for you to receive. This is the time for you to be able to welcome in the same thing that you've put out. um, in a positive way. Yes. So remember earlier, for those of you who were able to watch from the beginning, we were talking about a lot of choices to be made, right? There were a lot of twos that showed up, or cards coming out by the twos, giving this energy of choices, which this card is all about choice. You know, taking the blindfold off and making conscious choices to say, okay, I have to do this in order to do this. Um, Whatever that means for you, breaking free from, negative connections and things like that, so on and so forth. All right, Spirit. So we're going to do the cross of truth with the tarot right now. And we're just going to kind of see, 1 second, guys, what else Spirit wants you to know. So, Spirit, what else does the collective need to know at this time when it comes to their highest good based off this energy that we're seeing here? Let's do a cross of truth. Thank you. So this came out challenging. We have Four of Swords here, which is about rest and restoration. It can also be about kind of being inactive about something. It'd be about being between a rock and a hard place, contemplation. I'm getting more so it's probably about resting, because maybe you guys are still healing. Yeah, you're in this transitional period, a lot of you who, you know, had to leave things behind that no longer serve you and are still kind of healing and trying to figure out how to not allow those things to keep you from moving forward. It's in a challenging position because you are still working on it. You are still healing. It's going to take time. It's not an overnight type of thing. Yeah. A lot of you guys at some point might have felt very left out in the cold, felt abandoned, might have went through some different hardships, whether it's financial, physical, so on and so forth. But I feel like, you needed to take this time to yourself to really focus on, your self betterment and um, your overall well being. Yeah. You've invested in a lot of other things and other people for a very long time, right? And now it's time for you to invest in yourself, is what I'm kind of getting here. Tell us more. Yeah. So, in the position of basically what you guys are releasing, the Hanged Man is here. So, ironically enough, that card literally is all about releasing and surrendering control, releasing things that no longer serve you, seeing things from a new perspective, and having a sense of enlightenment as you do so. A lot of this is probably this is kind of going back to what we saw earlier. I was talking about, I feel like some of you guys might have fears that you're surrendering, and letting go of. The moon is here, so the moon could represent fears, right? So I'm getting that, one of the things that you're working on is releasing the sense of fear that is associated with this situation. For some of you, it does have to do with a past relationship. I said this before, this Ten of Pentacles. And a lot of you might have been married to this person or had, excuse me, a cohabitating kind of situation with them, money tied in together type of thing. So it makes it even more difficult because, when you have all those ties to a person, like kids are involved or marriage or, assets and things like that, it makes it very difficult to just up and go. Like, you can't just walk away that easy, right? So it's a very, very hard decision to make. But I feel like you guys are, doing what you need to do. Yeah, there's a lot of conflicts with this Five of Wands here in the middle of the deck. A lot of conflicts. But you had to do what you had to do for yourself and for your own happiness. And your healing as well. Tell us more. Okay, so what you guys are welcoming in is change, really. You guys are welcoming in change after a tower moment. I just said, I feel like I said I'm getting tower moment. I said that a few minutes ago. I'm getting tower moment. It wasn't even out on the spread yet. So like, after a major tower moment, you got death, right? Which is all about major transformations, death and rebirth. This was like the catalyst, whatever the situation was for you. This was the catalyst that was necessary in order for you to work on this version of yourself and embark on this new journey. Um, whether it's self-love, whether it's welcoming in a new partner in terms of romance, so on and so forth. It's going to be different for everybody. But you definitely have been working on yourself and working on that past stuff that might have been causing these difficulties for you. Really healing from the past. For some of you, this stuff is really deeply embedded. It could even, for some of you, it could even be going back as far as childhood. Maybe the lessons that were learned weren't necessarily about your own romantic partnerships, but or maybe it had a part to do with it, but they could stem back as far as stuff you witnessed maybe with your parents or something like that, or family members in your life, who didn't have the most positive relationships, and it has impacted your outlook on love and how you operate in relationships, so on and so forth. Take it as it resonates. It's giving me like shadow work type stuff. We have the Fool here. So, again, this energy of this major transformation, this death and rebirth after this major tower moment, after your life got really shaken up, and now they're like, okay, well, now you're welcoming in the new, right? The Fool is all about starting from ground zero. It's about taking a leap of faith and going into something new after the shit hit the fan, so to speak. After all those burdens, right, that you had to release. With the 10 of Wands, it's all about heavy burdens and having to release them. Once you get to the 10, there's nothing after that. So it's like, literally, you laid your burdens down and you're like, okay, now I'm gonna work on the next thing, because the worst of the worst is pretty much done. you know Tell us more. All right, so the foundation is the Eight of Pentacles, right? You guys are hardworking. You guys, most again, you're very talented and, gifted at different things. And, you put in a lot of hard work and energy into the things that you really care about. So I feel like this is the time to do that inner work and focusing on yourself, right? And I said, I'm getting for some, it's like self love, Ace of Cups is on the bottom of the deck, new beginnings in terms of love, right? But I feel like it starts within yourself. And as you're working on this part of yourself, you're, again, you're about to start welcoming in what it is that you truly want when it comes to that. The hand of the Most High is the one presenting this cup that's overflowing with nothing but happiness. So it's like, and love. So this is what you're working towards. But the thing is, you got to fill your cup first, right? You can't expect anyone to fill your cup for you, and you can't go filling everybody else's cups either, because you've done that already. Been there, done that, right? So this is a time to really pour into yourself the same way you've poured into other people and other connections. I'm also getting that it's a time to focus on the things that you're passionate about. We do have the Knight of Wands here on the top of the deck. So, things that you're passionate about, right? Really sticking to it, and, not allowing anybody or anything to deter you off of that path. Um, Page of Swords is in the middle of the deck in the reverse. I'm getting that a lot of you guys, when it comes to certain things, like you guys have been a little bit like, how can I put it? Inactive is a good word to use. Um, holding back. Four of Pentacles here. You're holding back on certain things, and I think it's because of the fears and stuff that we kind of discussed before. It's kind of hard to just put yourself out there again after being disappointed and hurt, but as you work on the releasing of all of this, you will be able to see the improvements, and you'll be able to also see what you need to see within yourself, right? Because it does start within. preaching to the choir here. uh, one more from here. Thank you. All right. So we have the Five of Swords, which is about surrendering and walking away. Kind of putting up the white flag and saying, you know what, I'm going to accept the L. I'm going to take the L, and it is what it is. Yes, because sometimes you have to do that in order to level up and become this, the Empress. This is the likely outcome. So it's like because you allowed for yourself to just remove yourself from the situation that was no longer serving you, you're able to level up to this. You're able to, I'm also getting, you're nurturing yourself, you're loving up on yourself more, right? Because I feel like naturally you guys are just very giving and loving people, and you're there for everybody else, you nurture everybody else, but now's the time to nurture yourself and make sure you're taking care of yourself. The Empress is the most powerful woman or female energy in the deck. She's literally all the queens wrapped into one, and that's where you guys are headed right now. After all the, the negative shit, right? After the Five of Pentacles and feeling left out and cold and all that. Yeah, and feeling dissatisfied. Now it's like, okay, I've already done that. Been there, done that. You know what I mean? Moved yourself from this situation that no longer served you with this Hierophant in reverse. Yep. Made choices, Two of Wands, to close out a cycle. Yep. Got out of your head and moved yourself from that situation, standing on business, and now you get the love coming in. That's the truth. Thank you, Spirit. A little more work to do internally with this Hermit here. Queen of Cups. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting that you're going to meet, I just saw the Emperor, like you're going to meet your match, but there, of course, there's work to be done, right? Like this is not an overnight process. This is something that takes time. So when you start, doing what you need to do for yourself, that's when you start to realize, oh, wow, I'm welcoming in exactly what it is that I want and need in my life at this time. Is this the deck I wanted to pull from? Shit, fuck it, why not? Yeah, I'll pull from here. I picked them up, so I might as well, right? Thank you, Spirit. So this is confirmation of everything I just said. All right, so when I split the deck, we have relationships and grief. So you're grieving the loss of a relationship, or have been working on this process. I'm attracted to those people who serve my higher good. Remember, I talked about that sense of reciprocity in relationships. Hello. Grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. So losing out on some of these relationships, it allowed you to appreciate yourself more and create a better bond with yourself, and to also understand more so what it is that you want in relationships at this time in your life, whether it's romantic, friends, family, work, doesn't really matter, whatever that means and looks like for you. And understanding that you want people in your life that are going to, bring out the best in you and not deplete you constantly. No fun. You know what I mean? You don't want to feel drained in a relationship. You want to feel like that person pours into you. Bottom of the deck, we have Worry. Ren, you always pick the worst time to make all these damn noises. She's like scratching on her scratching post. My cat, that is. We have Worry on the bottom of the deck. After just shuffled. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. It doesn't. Get out of your head. Fear, worry, all that stuff. It does not, bless you, Ren. It does not, it doesn't help you get where you're trying to go. Ren. Yeah, it doesn't get you where you're trying to go, right? It just holds you back. So this is the time to release that. Got two cards. Keep talking about those twos, man. Twos are important right now. You've probably been seeing a whole lot of them. So worry came out again in the official spread now, along with perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Exactly. So stop worrying so much. The things that you want to have in your life, you can accomplish them. The places you're trying to go, you can get there. It's just a matter of having faith in yourself, not worrying too much, taking the steps necessary to get there. again, preaching to the choir, because I have these moments often, and I have to kind of talk to myself, and say, look, girl, get it together. You can do this. You're capable. But sometimes, when you're in those moments, it's hard to, like, always wrap your brain around it. But don't worry too much. We have gratitude here. I'm thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. So there are opportunities coming in for you. Pay attention to those opportunities and be grateful for those opportunities. Let's get two more. Doubt. I release the need to know all the answers. Sometimes when we don't know the answers to things, it makes us doubtful. And that's when we get in our heads. We worry too much. And it's like, but what if? What if is like one of the worst questions you can ask yourself. But what if? What if? Um, it's like, just sometimes you just have to kind of go with it. Go with your gut where you're being guided. With your gut or with your intuition. Listen to both. Your heart as well. Find a balance between all of those. When they're all balanced, siren outside. When they're all balanced, that's when you start to see a lot of the changes that you've been wanting to see in your life. And let's get one more. I must say, I resonate with this message myself. So for those who end up watching this, I hope it resonates and that's been helpful. We got two cards that came out again. All right, so we have friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. But it came out with loneliness. These came out together. So for some of you, if it's not romantic in terms of this relationship that had to end, for others, I did see, I think it said friends in the other deck, but it was in the reverse. It was like while I was shuffling, so I didn't really pay any attention at the time. But for some of you, this will also have to do with a friendship if it's not romantic. Or maybe it's both for some. Take it as it resonates. But it does say, I know that I am never alone. So sometimes you might feel a little bit alone. Maybe you feel like you don't have the right friends in your friend group, or you need to kind of be more in tune. We did see a card talking about the soul tribe kind of energy. Maybe, again, you might be getting ready to come into contact with people who are going to help get you out of that, who are going to be there to, motivate you, and vice versa. And, really stand up people that you're meant to meet at this time in your life. Bottom of the deck, we have surrender. That was the whole point of this whole reading, by the way. Surrender. I can release my need to control. We can't control everything. No matter how much we think we can, we can't. For the things we can control, cool. But for the things we can't, we have to accept that. So it's just really about making peace with that. We have peace. I am a being of love, and I release all negative energy. I like that. I like that a lot. Especially with it kind of coinciding with the surrender card. Yeah, they kind of go together. To find your peace, you have to let go. You have to surrender. And that's when you come into your purpose. Purpose. I know what I'm here to do. Thank you, Spirit. That's a nice way to close that out. All right, Spirit. So with all of that said, not Spirit. Well, Spirit, thank you for the message. How about that? And then with all that said to you guys, I hope that you guys resonated with this message. I hope that you found it helpful. I think this was a nice message for a full moon reading. Just that sense of, surrendering your fears, surrendering control, and allowing for, the universe to kind of reward you with the things that you've earned, right? Your higher power to reward you with the things you've earned. Love, and focusing on self-love to, work into this next chapter in your life that's coming in. So with all that said, I love you guys very, very much. If you're new to the channel, remember what I said, hit that subscribe button. Definitely help your sister out with the subscribers and all of that good stuff. It definitely helps me build the channel slowly but surely, getting there. But like I said, I love you guys, and you guys are awesome. I might read on Saturday, I might not. I've been kind of trying to lay low a little bit. Just, trying to pour into myself, you know what I mean? So we'll see. I really wanted to at least do it today, because I haven't been on here in over a week. So I don't want you guys to feel like I'm leaving y'all hanging, So anyway, I love you guys, and until next time,